शांत परेड आपके निरीक्षण के लिए हाजिर है महोदय।
The Honorable President will now inspect the graduation parade.
श्रीमती द्रौपदी मुर्मू ने 25 जुलाई 2022 को भारत की 15वीं राष्ट्रपति के रूप में शपथ ग्रहण की। इससे पहले वे 2015 से 2021 तक झारखंड की राज्यपाल रहीं। 20 जून 1958 को ओडिशा के मयूरभंज जिले के ऊपरबेड़ा गांव में एक संथाली आदिवासी परिवार में जन्मी श्रीमती मुर्मू का प्रारंभिक जीवन कठिनाइयों और संघर्षों से भरा रहा। गांव के स्कूल से प्राथमिक शिक्षा पूरी करने के बाद वे अपनी आगे की पढ़ाई के लिए अपनी ही पहल पर भुवनेश्वर गईं। उन्होंने रमा देवी महिला महाविद्यालय भुवनेश्वर से कला स्नातक की उपाधि प्राप्त की। वे अपने गांव से कॉलेज जाने वाली प्रथम बालिका बनी। श्रीमती मुर्मू ने 1979 से 1983 तक ओडिशा सरकार के सिंचाई और बिजली विभाग में कनिष्ठ सहायक के रूप में कार्य किया। बाद में 1994 से 1997 तक उन्होंने श्री अरविंद इंटीग्रल एजुकेशन सेंटर रायरंगपुर में मानद शिक्षक के रूप में अपनी सेवाएं दी। वर्ष 2000 में श्रीमती मुर्मू रायरंगपुर निर्वाचन क्षेत्र से ओडिशा विधानसभा की सदस्य के रूप में चुनी गईं और 2009 तक 2 कार्यकालों के लिए विधायक रहीं। इस अवधि के दौरान उन्होंने 6 मार्च 2000 से 6 अगस्त 2002 तक ओडिशा सरकार के वाणिज्य और परिवहन विभाग की राज्य मंत्री स्वतंत्र प्रभार के रूप में तथा 6 अगस्त 2002 से 16 मई 2004 तक मत्स्य पालन और पशु संसाधन विभाग की राज्य मंत्री स्वतंत्र प्रभार के रूप में कार्य किया। दोनों ही दायित्वों के निर्वहन में उन्होंने अभिनव निर्णय लिए और लोक हितकारी कदम उठाए।
The parade adjutant for today's parade is Flight Cadet Balaram Reddy. Squadron commander of number 1 squadron, which is being reviewed now, is Flight Cadet Omkar Singh. Squadron commander of number 2 squadron, which is being reviewed now, is Flight Cadet Ayush Parashar. The Nishan Toli is being led by Flight Cadet Aditya Thapa. Squadron commander of number 3 squadron, which is being reviewed, is Flight Cadet Nishtha Vats. Squadron commander of number 4 squadron is Flight Cadet Mihir Gadgil.
अपने गहन प्रशासनिक अनुभव और आदिवासी समाज के उत्थान हेतु विशेषकर शिक्षा के क्षेत्र में किए गए प्रयासों के बल पर उन्होंने अपनी एक विशेष पहचान बनाई। विधायक के रूप में उनकी विशिष्ट सेवाओं को ध्यान में रखते हुए 2007 में उन्हें ओडिशा विधानसभा द्वारा पंडित नीलकंठ दास सर्वश्रेष्ठ विधायक सम्मान से विभूषित किया गया। श्रीमती मुर्मू को 18 मई 2015 के दिन झारखंड का राज्यपाल नियुक्त किया गया। वे उस आदिवासी बहुल राज्य की पहली महिला आदिवासी राज्यपाल बनी। संविधान की गरिमा को अक्षुण्ण रखने तथा जनजातीय समुदायों के अधिकारों का समर्थन करने के लिए व्यापक रूप से उनकी सराहना की गई। उन्होंने राज्य विश्वविद्यालयों की परीक्षा और भर्ती प्रक्रियाओं में अनेक सुधार किए। राजनीतिक शुचिता और लोकतांत्रिक मूल्यों में अपनी निष्ठा के बल पर सभी राजनीतिक दलों के नेताओं का आदर उन्होंने अर्जित किया। श्रीमती मुर्मू ओडिशा के आदिवासी, सामाजिक, शैक्षिक और सांस्कृतिक क्षेत्र के अनेक संगठनों से जुड़ी रहीं। स्वाध्याय में उनकी विशेष रुचि है और अध्यात्म में उनकी गहरी आस्था है। श्रीमती मुर्मू का विवाह वर्ष 1981 में स्वर्गीय श्री श्याम चरण मुर्मू से हुआ, जो एक बैंक अधिकारी थे। उनकी एक सुपुत्री है जिनका नाम इतिश्री मुर्मू है। उनके जामाता श्री गणेश हेम्ब्रम एक रग्बी खिलाड़ी हैं।
मंच से गुजरने की आज्ञा दे महोदया।
Now you can see the parade commander marching towards the side of the number 1 squadron beside the parade adjutant.
देवियों और सज्जनों, परेड में शामिल कैडेट अब आपके सामने मार्च करते हुए अपने कौशल, तालमेल और अनुशासन का प्रदर्शन पेश करेंगे।
Ladies and gentlemen, when the Nishan Toli passes in front of you, all are requested to rise and those in uniform to salute.
देवियों और सज्जनों, मंच के आगे से गुजरने से पहले परेड निकट लाइन से खुली लाइन में बदल जाएगी और धीरे चल में माननीय राष्ट्रपति का अभिवादन करेगी। जब निशान टोली आपके सामने से गुजरती है तो आप सभी से अनुरोध है कि आप अपने स्थान पर खड़े हों और जो वर्दी में है वो सलामी दें।
band is now marching in front of you, playing the tune Vayu Shakti, composed by veteran Wing Commander P.K. Jena. The parade has once again changed formation to close order and will continue with quick march to reposition them in front of the dais in reviewing order. As the parade contingent marches by, arms swinging in synchronization, heels digging in, we are proud of the burning desire that the training at the Air Force Academy has kindled in these young cadets. During their training at the Air Force Academy, the trainees being commissioned today have imbibed knowledge, leadership skills and value systems. Most importantly, they have been trained to lead with professionalism and dedication. This is in accordance with the mission of the Air Force Academy to train air warriors of highest professional, intellectual, physical and moral caliber for a lifetime of service to the Indian Air Force and the nation. Today, these young entrants who have joined from the National Defence Academy and universities all over the country would be commissioned as worthy Indian Air Force officers who would go on to achieve the Indian Air Force motto of touch the sky with glory. Ladies and gentlemen, after the parade halts, it would present Rashtriya Salute to the Honorable President in a reviewing order. When the parade presents the Rashtriya Salute, all are requested to stand.
की पहली पंक्ति को माननीय राष्ट्रपति द्वारा पदवी अनुदान की जाएगी। वहीं दूसरी पंक्ति को वायुसेना अध्यक्ष द्वारा पदवी अनुदान की जाएगी। एयर ऑफिसर कमांडिंग इन चीफ प्रशिक्षण कमांड तीसरी पंक्ति को पदवी अनुदान करेंगे। चौथी पंक्ति को कमांडेंट वायुसेना अकादमी द्वारा पदवी अनुदान की जाएगी।
The trainees being commissioned today are Flying Officer Nitesh Jakhar, Flying Officer Onkar Singh,
Flying Officer Rohit Beniwal,
Flying Officer Mayuri,
Flying Officer Vinay Dangwal,
Flying Officer Siddharth,
Flying Officer Saket Sharma,
Flying Officer Jaishankar Nanda,
Flying Officer Vipin Kumar,
Flying Officer Manish Pathak,
Flying Officer Siddharth Mahajan,
Flying Officer Abhishek Singh,
Flying Officer Arun M,
Flying Officer Arvind Shekhawat,
Flying Officer Aryan Rajput,
Flying Officer Ujjwal Singh,
Flying Officer Sachin PB,
Flying Officer Sagar Chaudhary,
Flying Officer Sudhanshu Khari,
Flying Officer Nikhil Kumar,
Flying Officer Shubhankar Gaikwad,
Flying Officer Shubham Raj,
Flying Officer A. Darren Cruz,
Flying Officer Abhinav Yadav,
Flying Officer Preeti Singh,
Flying Officer Sushant Hiremat,
Flying Officer Sampath Prunal,
Flying Officer Pandya Het A,
Flying Officer Devesh Chaudhary,
Flying Officer Suman Shekhawat,
Flying Officer Dipti Joshi,
Flying Officer Pooja Belwal,
Flying Officer Yogita Sati,
Flying Officer Akshit Sehgal,
Flying Officer Charanpreet Singh,
Flying Officer Chandni Chufal,
Flying Officer Devansh Tripathi,
Flying Officer Sonia Huda,
Flying Officer Nikhil Sai,
Flying Officer Pradeep Singh,
Flying Officer Ishan Bakshi,
Flying Officer Kshitij Chauhan,
Flying Officer Harsh,
Flying Officer Mayank Pimoli,
Flying Officer Kamal Karnatak,
Flying Officer Ajay Rathore,
Flying Officer Sankalp Singh Negi,
Flying Officer Yogesh Kumar,
Flying Officer Praveen Soni,
Flying Officer Vishagya Saxena,
Flying Officer Harshvardhan Reddy,
Flying Officer Shubham Badal,
Flying Officer Arjun Shiv Kumar,
Flying Officer Bhanuj Gill,
Flying Officer Pratham Bajad,
Flying Officer Kshitij Malik,
Flying Officer Saurabh Kathet,
Flying Officer Shubham Shrikhande,
Flying Officer Nardev Balhara,
Flying Officer Medhavi Tomar,
Flying Officer Satyam Sharma,
Flying Officer Shashwat Sharma,
Flying Officer Sanket Gautam,
Flying Officer Deepak Kumar,
Flying Officer Mihir Gadgil,
Flying Officer Shashwat Vignesh,
Flying Officer Rohan Bhardwaj,
Flying Officer Rashmit Deepak,
Flying Officer M.M. Gokulnath,
Flying Officer Pranav A,
Flying Officer Sanjeev Tiwari,
Flying Officer Pratmesh Wazar,
Flying Officer Devesh Singh,
Flying Officer Jatin Dhillon,
Flying Officer Krishna Chauhan,
Flying Officer Yuvraj Yadav,
Flying Officer Sanchit Verma,
Flying Officer Yuvraj Singh Kalon,
Flying Officer Ravi Shankar,
Flying Officer Pradeep Singh,
Flying Officer Pratik S. Imadi,
Flying Officer Nikhilkant Mishra,
Flying Officer Priyadarshini G,
Flying Officer Pallavi Mandloy,
Flying Officer Shubhangi Narvekar,
Flying Officer Mehul Gupta,
Flying Officer Manoj Saini,
Flying Officer Kanchita,
Flying Officer Shubhrajyoti Sahu,
Flying Officer Kuldeep Sharma,
Flying Officer Nikhilesh Rawat,
Flying Officer Varsha Yadav,
Flying Officer Varsha Selwal,
Flying Officer Shivani Dahiya,
Flying Officer Aishwarya C,
Flying Officer Amandeep Bedi,
Flying Officer Anjali Kilotra,
Flying Officer Ganga Anna Matthew,
Flying Officer Ruchita Sawant,
Flying Officer Manraj Sahani,
Flying Officer Samarth Singh,
Flying Officer Ankit Singh,
Flying Officer Prabh Simran,
Flying Officer Tanushri Jivi,
Flying Officer Vivek Rajput,
Flying Officer Satish Kumar,
Flying Officer Ayush Kotwal,
Flying Officer Sachin Chauhan,
Flying Officer Nived Chandrasekhar,
Flying Officer Mihir Kumar,
Flying Officer Rahul Verma,
Flying Officer Bharat Pandey,
Flying Officer Anirban Bhattacharjee,
Flying Officer Sagar Singh,
Flying Officer B. Raj,
Flying Officer Ankush Kumar,
Flying Officer Shubham Rawat,
Flying Officer Aniket Shinde,
Flying Officer Rahul H.K.,
Flying Officer Rishu Saurabh,
Flying Officer Gulsharan,
Flying Officer Twarit Sanghi,
Flying Officer Akshat Kaushik,
Flying Officer S. Sanjana,
Flying Officer Sakshi Atri,
Flying Officer Ayush Parashar,
Flying Officer Nishtha Vats,
Flying Officer Karandeep Singh,
Flying Officer Avinash Singh,
Flying Officer Janvi Malik,
Flying Officer Akshita Dhankad,
Flying Officer Manoj Kumar,
Flying Officer Akash Pawar,
Flying Officer Sahil Bishnoi,
Flying Officer Sandeep,
Flying Officer Shashank Gautam,
Flying Officer Ravi,
Flying Officer Sandeep MS,
Flying Officer Prasad Bade,
Flying Officer Ankush Thapa,
Flying Officer Arshpreet Singh,
Flying Officer Rishraj Singh,
Flying Officer Apurv G. Padghan,
Flying Officer Naman Dhanda,
Flying Officer Shripad Desai,
Flying Officer Daman Lohia,
Flying Officer Dheeraj N,
Flying Officer Shaurya Gulati,
Flying Officer Krishna Kumari,
Flying Officer Langamba Mete,
Flying Officer Naveen M,
Flying Officer Todkar Mayur,
Flying Officer Pratibha Fogart,
Flying Officer Pratik Kukudkar,
Flying Officer T. Sandeep Kumar,
Flying Officer Divya Thapa,
Flying Officer Reshma Rani,
Flying Officer Himani Chauhan,
Flying Officer Shalini Thakur,
Flying Officer Manisha Yadav,
Flying Officer Arman Sodi,
Flying Officer Apurva Arya,
Flying Officer Parvarish Ranta,
Flying Officer Saloni Patil,
Flying Officer Hemant Kumar,
Flying Officer Sparsh Kankane,
Flying Officer Akshit Sharma,
Flying Officer Ishana Singh,
Flying Officer Pooja,
Flying Officer Anmol Kondal,
Flying Officer Prakhyat Masand,
Flying Officer Sudarshan Chetri,
Flying Officer Chirayu Patil,
Flying Officer Ravinder Singh Khati,
Flying Officer Zaid Zafar,
Flying Officer Basavraj Sonar,
Flying Officer Shakti Kumar,
Flying Officer Rijul Dubey,
Flying Officer Ashish Rai,
Flying Officer Pratham Singh,
Flying Officer Mohit Sharma,
Flying Officer Manavdeep Singh,
Flying Officer Sahil Kumar,
Flying Officer Prince Manhas,
Flying Officer Shubham Kiroriwal,
Flying Officer Ashish Singh,
Flying Officer Ayush Chaudhary,
Flying Officer Harsh Dangwal,
Flying Officer Ivraj Kaur,
Flying Officer Atharv Surve,
Flying Officer Ahmadija Venkatesh,
Flying Officer Balram Reddy,
Now, the Honorable President would award wings to officers of the Indian Navy, Indian Coast Guard and 2 foreign trainees from Vietnam. Lieutenant Prashant, Lieutenant Abhishek Yadav, Lieutenant Piyush Suresh Mankad, Lieutenant Nikhil Kishore, Lieutenant Ketan Pandurangi, Lieutenant Mohit Shoran, Lieutenant Roshan Singh, Lieutenant Saurabh Sharma, Deputy Commandant Sumit Chandra Verma, Assistant Commandant Harjot Singh, Assistant Commandant Manish Nath, Assistant Commandant Amar Uday Singh Mohite, Assistant Commandant Nishchay Bhargav, Assistant Commandant Kunal Bansod, Deputy Commandant J. Sharan, Assistant Commandant Vansh Chaudhary,
Cadet Nguyen Vang Hong Ong from Vietnam. Cadet Nguyen Quang Trong from Vietnam. Ladies and gentlemen, we now have come to the crowning moment of individual achievers, wherein the Honorable President would now felicitate the award winners. President's plaque, first in order of merit, Flying Branch, goes to Flying Officer Nitesh Jakhad. The Sword of Honor goes to Flying Officer Nitesh Jakhad. President's plaque, first in order of merit, Ground Duty Officers Course, goes to Flying Officer Manisha Yadav of Education Branch. The Commandant Air Force Academy will now administer the oath to the newly commissioned officers.
आप मेरे मैं बोलने के पश्चात अपना रैंक और नाम बोलें। मैं ईश्वर की शपथ लेता हूं कि मैं विधि द्वारा स्थापित भारत के संविधान के प्रति सच्ची निष्ठा और वफादारी रखूंगा और मैं भारत की संघ के भारतीय वायुसेना में सेवा के प्रति वचनबद्ध रूप में ईमानदारी और विश्वसनीयता के साथ सेवा करूंगा और जहां भी आदेश किया जाए हवाई, भूमि या समुद्री मार्ग से जाऊंगा और अपनी जान की आखिरी सांस तक भारत के राष्ट्रपति और मेरे ऊपर रखे गए किसी भी अफसर के सभी आदेशों का मानूंगा और उनका पालन करूंगा।
चंद फ्रेंड आपके अभिभाषण के लिए तैयार है महोदय।
Ladies and gentlemen, the Honorable President will now address the parade.
Governor of Telangana, Srimati Tamilsai Sundararajan ji, Union Minister of Tourism, Culture and Development of Northeast Region, Sri G. Kishan Reddy ji, Air Chief Marshal B.R. Chaudhary, PVSM, AVSM, VM, ADC. Minister from the Government of Telangana, Srimati Satyavati Rathod ji, Air Marshal R. Radhish, AVSM, VM, Air Officer in Charge, Training Command, Air Marshal B. Chandrasekhar, AVSM, Commandant Air Force Academy, members of the faculty and staff, cadets of parade, proud parents, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I am delighted to be here at the combined graduation parade of Indian Air Force Officer Trainees. I congratulate all the trainees being commissioned into the different branches of the Indian Air Force. My special congratulations to all the award winners and the champion squadron for their excellent performance. I congratulate the trainees from friendly foreign countries. Their participation strengthens relationship between our countries. I also congratulate the proud parents of the cadets. They have supported their sons and daughters in achieving this landmark in their career and life. I also compliment the faculty and training staff of the academy and other institutions who have mentored the cadets. I appreciate the cadets on parade for their impressive turnout and flawless drill. It demonstrated your consistent training and hard work. Your career is challenging, rewarding, and highly honorable. You have to carry forward the great legacy of those who have served in the IAF before you. The great role played by the brave warriors of the Indian Air Force in defending the country in the wars with the hostile neighbor in 1948, 1965, and 1971 is written in golden letter. They demonstrated the same resolve and skill at the Kargil conflict and later in destroying the terror hideout at Balakot. Thus, the Indian Air Force has a legendary reputation of professionalism, dedication, and self-sacrifice. You must be guided by the same determination to win amidst adversities. Ladies and gentlemen, the IAF also contributes to humanitarian assistance and disaster relief. Recently, the IAF sprang into action despite adverse weather conditions during the recent earthquake in Turkey and Syria to provide medical aid and disaster relief. Earlier, the successful evacuation operation to airlift more than 600 Indians and other nationals stuck in Kabul, involving flying and landing in the hostile environment, is a testimony to the high capabilities of the Indian Air Force. The IAF also made praiseworthy contribution in combating the disaster caused by COVID-19 by ensuring airlifting of relief and rescue teams along with rescue equipments. Ladies and gentlemen, together our defense forces protect land frontiers, large coastline and territorial waters, and a huge airspace. The ability to absorb technology at a rapid pace will be essential for defense preparedness and land, sea, and air. Each and every officer of the armed forces has to keep in mind an integrated perspective of defense preparedness. I am happy to note that our Air Force is taking steps to be ever ready, especially future ready, keeping in view the overall security scenario, including the challenges of fighting a high technology war in a network-centric future battle space. In this context, modernization of the Air Force through induction of Rafale fighter aircraft and Apache attack helicopter and the Chinook heavy lift helicopter strengthens our operational capabilities. I am also happy to know about the indigenization efforts of the Ministry of Defense for realizing the national agenda of Atmanirbhar Bharat. Ladies and gentlemen, I am glad that the Indian Air Force is now inducting women officers in all roles and branches. There is a substantial number of women fighter pilots, which is bound to increase. In April 2023, I flew a sortie in a Sukhoi 30 MKI fighter aircraft at the Tezpur Air Force Station in Assam. I flew for nearly 30 minutes, covering Brahmaputra and Tezpur valleys with a great view of the Himalayas before returning to the Air Force Station. It was indeed a great experience to fly at a height of about 2 kilometers above sea level at a speed of about 800 kilometers per hour. Dear young officers of the Indian Air Force, you will no longer be the boys and girls who came to this academy as trainees. Now you are going to be officers ready to face challenges and take up responsibilities. The Air Force has a very inspiring motto, touch the sky with glory. Navasprusang Diptam. I am sure you will imbibe the spirit of this motto and live up to the expectations the nation has from all you. I wish you an exciting and fulfilling career and a very bright future ahead. Thank you. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.
and gentlemen, the band will now play the national anthem. You all are requested to stand and sing along.
दीक्षांत परेड को ले जाने की आज्ञा दे महोदया।
सज्जनों, जब निशान टोली आपके सामने से गुजरती है तो आप सभी से अनुरोध है कि आप अपने स्थान पर खड़े हो जाएं और जो वर्दी में है वे सलामी दें।
Ladies and gentlemen, when the Nissan Toli passes in front of you, all are requested to rise and those in uniform to salute. The band is now playing Vijay Bharat, composed and arranged by late Master Warrant Officer J.A. George, Vishish Seva Medal. Ladies and gentlemen, as the newly commissioned officers are marching out, up ahead you can see the cadets of the junior course marching in. They will form up in two flanks through which their senior course, which has just been commissioned, will pass. The newly commissioned officers are taking their position at the rear, waiting to step into their new world. Each step signifies their transformation into bold and responsible officers of the Indian Air Force, ready to serve the nation. Commissioned officers pass through the formation of the junior course in slow march, they receive their first salutation from their juniors. Their hearts are filled with immense pride and satisfaction for having passed the cherished values and traditions down to their juniors. With every step, they recollect their memorable stay at the Air Force Academy and people associated with them in their year-long training. These are the people who have helped them to make it to this day an indelible moment for them and their families. As the newly commissioned officers approaches the dais, may I direct your attention to the 3 Kiran aircraft formation led by Wing Commander Ankur Dagar, which you can see approaching from straight ahead. Ladies and gentlemen, as they march past the saluting dais, they would extend their first salutation as officers to the Honorable President of India who has commissioned them.
इस समय प्रसिद्ध कवि सोहनलाल द्विवेदी द्वारा रचित कुछ पंक्तियां याद आ रही हैं। न हाथ एक शस्त्र हो, न हाथ एक अस्त्र हो, न अन्न वीर वस्त्र हो, हटो नहीं डरो नहीं, बढ़े चलो बढ़े चलो, रहे समक्ष हिम शिखर, तुम्हारा प्रण उठे निखर, भले ही जाए जन बिखर, रुको नहीं झुको नहीं, बढ़े चलो बढ़े चलो। गगन उगलता आग हो, छिड़ा मरण का राग हो, लहू का अपने फाग हो, अड़ो वहीं गड़ो वहीं, बढ़े चलो बढ़े चलो। अशेष रक्त तोल दो, स्वतंत्रता का मोल दो, कड़ी युगों की खोल दो, डरो नहीं मरो नहीं, बढ़े चलो बढ़े चलो। ये पंक्तियां यह संदेश देती हैं कि इन नवनियुक्त अधिकारियों के लिए आज की ये शहर इन पंछियों के लिए एक नई उड़ान लेकर आई है। ये वीर सपूत अपने भाग्य की ओर चल पड़े हैं और कहते हैं जिंदगी की असली उड़ान अभी बाकी है, मंजिल के कई इम्तिहान अभी बाकी हैं, अभी तो नापी है मुट्ठी भर जमी हमने, अभी तो सारा आसमां बाकी है।
Ladies and gentlemen, as the last few ranks of the newly commissioned officers approaches the dais, may I direct your attention to the 3 Hawk aircraft formation led by Squadron Leader Pankaj Bijalwan approaching from straight ahead.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Honorable President would now proceed to the lounge for a short break. You all are requested to stand as the Honorable President is leaving.